Bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue de notre chaîne. Aujourd'hui, on va commencer avec un nouvel chapitre se nommé Au travail. Today we are going to start with a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Au travail. In this chapter, we will study about the different professions and the words, the vocabulary of the different professions. Okay. First of all, let's understand the name of the chapter, that is Au travail. Travail is the work, and this is in its noun form is the masculine noun. Now over here gives you the contraction of a plus le. We have briefly discussed already the les articles contractés. We will be discussing them further in chapters. So it helps you to decide कि जो noun पीछे आ रहा है that is masculine because the contraction of a and le gives you o. The meaning of a plus le is to the work. Here is a conversation between the two people, but before we do that, we will go to the grammar part of this. So in this chapter, we are going to cover the negation. This is called la négation. In French, your sentence is having two components to make the negative part. In English, generally it is do not, or यहाँ पे it is न and pas. Now about their functioning, that how do they work, it is always going to be same and it is going to be really simple. Your na is to be put before the verb and your pa is to be put after the verb. This is universal. As you can see over here, this is the formula. Na plus verb and pa. Verb should be in its conjugated form. Always remember. Whatever tense you are doing, whatever mood it is incoming, but you have to keep this thing in mind that conjugation wala part ही negate होगा. If even another verb is coming in its infinitive form, we have nothing to do with that but the conjugated part. For example, we'll see the first example over here. We want to say I speak French. So to speak is parler. After the conjugation, it will become je parle français. Simple as that. But when you have to say, I do not speak French, you will just hold the position of parle. And as per the given rule, and as per the rule that we have discussed just, we will put na before the conjugated part and pa after the conjugated part. And this becomes a negation. Je ne parle pas français. There is a slight variation though. Your NE will become an apostrophe. With most of the cases, it happens already. And we know that iska E drop karke, we have to put the apostrophe. The reason is very simple. Two vowel sounds cannot come together in the French. And when your verb is beginning itself with a vowel or ashmiwe with a silent H, you have to replace it with an apostrophe. So the formula becomes like this. N apostrophe, verb qui commence avec a, sorry, a, u, I, o, u, h. A, E, I, O, U, and H. You need to put pa after that. Logic remains the same. For example, she's a teacher, elle est professeur. Very easy. She's not a teacher. This is the conjugated part of être. Always remember this is the conjugation of être, whether it is just is, okay? इसको helping verb समझ के छोड़ नहीं देना. So you will take this part into the consideration. You will put n before it and pa after it. This remains same. But as this is starting with a vowel specifically, so we have to use an apostrophe and not ne. Because if we use this, it will become two adjacent vowel case or two adjacent vowel sound case, which is not possible in French. So it works like this. There are some more example of negation anyhow, like vous ne parlez pas chinois. You do not speak Chinese. So conjugated verb, post that na and pa. Now आगे pa पीछे conjugated हिस्से के. Even in the B part, elles ne sont pas belles. They are not beautiful. So the conjugated part is sont. Before that, you need to put na, and after that, you need to put pa. Simple as that. Progressing further, elle n'habite pas à Paris. even if it is starting with ashmure, you will put the na wala part before it and pa after it. However, the spellings of na will change. You will drop e and you will put apostrophe there. Nabita sound will connect. After understanding these, now we are coming towards the rules of negation. These are very, very important and they are going to hold as such throughout your journey. Okay. So the first rule, it's very simple. The indefinite articles a, un, they, तीनों, they change themselves to de in negation. When you do this, आपका जो a, un, they है negation में it changes to de and sometimes the apostrophe. We'll say some cases further. The reason वही रहेगा the apostrophe का because if your noun is changing or coming with a vowel, those cases we will have to use the apostrophe. Okay, let's see the examples. Remember, j'ai un livre. पहली चीज, j'ai un livre. The first thing first, you will negate this part. J'ai से वो बन जाएगा je n'ai pas. This is the part of the negation. Rule apply हो गया. Second part, un livre. Now, according to this rule above stated, that un has to change to the, and the noun will remain same. Je n'ai pas de livre. J'ai un livre. I have a book. Je n'ai pas de livre. I don't have any book. Always remember, in negation, the noun के आगे लगा है तो it plays the role of any in negative. कि मेरे पास कोई book नहीं है. This is how we speak generally. I have a book. I don't have any book. This is the simple structure that we use in our mother tongue also, or the language that we prefer. Okay. J'ai une cassette. So the first part is negation. J'ai will change itself to je n'ai pas. And you can see je का e retain हो रहा है क्योंकि उसको वो चाहिए अपने spellings को अपने sound को complete करने के लिए. Une cassette, however, will change to the cassette. Simple as that. I have a cassette. I don't have any cassette. Cassette ही होती है. उसको बोलते हैं cassette. That's it. The sound is a little bit different only. Then you have j'ai, which will change to je n'ai pas. Ilia, the negation of Ilia is il n'y a pas. You can take notes here. Ilia, again, it will change to il n'y a pas. Now coming to the noun part, you can see j'ai des cousins will change to je n'ai pas de cousins. Don't worry about that plural पीछे लगा है, so it will be wrong. It will never be wrong if you are changing directly into the negation. I have some cousins. I don't have any cousins. It will make more sense like this. Il y a une fleur. Il n'y a pas de fleur. There is one flower. There is not any flower. Il y a des feuilles. There are some leaves. Il n'y a pas de feuilles. There are not any leaves. Here comes the rule that I was talking earlier. This the has to change to the apostrophe. अगर आपका जो noun है, that is starting with a vowel of silent H. Okay. For example, il y a un arbre. I'm liaising it. An arbre. Sound will connect. Il y a का negation is simply il n'y a pas, that we have seen in the above sentences as well. A has to change to the, definitely. But because this is starting with a vowel, it will drop its E and it will take the apostrophe, so it will become d'arbre. Simple as that. Il y a un arbre, il n'y a pas d'arbre. There is a tree, there is not any tree. Il a une ampoule. Pimple, bulb, किसी भी चीज को बोल सकते हैं. He has one pimple, let's say. And the negation part will come around a, because that's the conjugation part of the verb. So we'll put an apostrophe here, pa after it, napa, and then the ampoule. We'll drop e from the, and it will combine the sound to ampoule. Il n'y a pas Tom Goodwin. He doesn't have any pupil. All right. Now there is a little twist there. The twist is this rule number one that we have just learned that D or D apostrophe में change होता है in they, but it does not hold when your concerned verb, the conjugated verb is être. For example, seta kado. It's a gift. Kado is a gift basically. Seta kado. But when you try to negate it, okay, être will change itself to nepa, sanepa. Simply, C will retain its E because a vocala needs to respect the sound के लिए E चाहिए. Sanepa, but A will remain A. Ha. This is always the case with être. Although you can remind yourself like être is the proof of existence of something. And you cannot challenge, you cannot negate the existence of something. You can deny this is not this, but exist is there. Existence is there, no? अगर आप बिल्कुल ही नहीं कर दोगे तो आप तो उसकी एग्जिस्टेंस से ही मना कर रहे हो. वो चीज नहीं पॉसिबल, राइट? Similarly, ce des cherries. These are some cherries. You can negate this part. Ce ne sont pas. The will remain they only. They ही रहेगा because जो आपकी functional verb है this cases, this is être. And there was nothing like that in the above cases. That is why they were changing. तो ये आपको भी याद रखना है that with être it doesn't hold. However, in the definite cases where definite articles are being used, there is no change at all. It's very simple like that. Tu as le journal, tu n'as pas le journal. You will only negate the a part. Elle regarde la télé, il ne regarde pas la télé. C'est livé. Now, the negation should be with a, être. Ce n'est pas livé. इसमें कोई रूल नहीं है कि करना है चेंज या नहीं करना है because यहाँ पे इन दे है ही नहीं. That happens just in indefinite articles case, not in the definite. J'ai la voiture bleue. Je n'ai pas. You will simply negate a part. Je n'ai pas la voiture bleue. अब इसका भी logic देखा जाए तो it's very simple. It's same. Definite articles already are giving you the guarantee that there is a thing. It is specified to the speaker only. That's why it's a definite article. So you cannot negate its possibility at all. That is why you don't have to see anything to DE or the apostrophe. Same logic follows the être. Être is also existence. You cannot deny the existence of something. That's the thing. Okay, being done with the grammar part, now we'll come to the vocabulary part that I promised in the beginning. That is les professions, les métiers. Your jobs, basically. Here you need to keep one thing in your mind, that the profession here changes according to the gender. That is, both masculine and feminine, they will exist for the profession. But certain professions are there which are invariable because this language is very, very ancient. And the certain positions were held by simply one gender. So what change nahi hota hai. That means they remain same in masculine and feminine form. There is a whole chart. We will understand it. First of all, we'll go to the variable professions. Okay. There are some professions which change according to the gender. Let's study them. When it's a baker and it's a masculine baker, it is boulanger. Boulanger. It gives you the A sound. And the feminine will change to boulanger. Boulanger, boulanger, accent grave. Both are baker, but male baker, female baker. Then you have nurse. The male nurses, infirmière. Infirmière. This is E sound. Infirmière or infirmière. Kind of accented one. This is the A sound if you do remember. If you don't, it is just a refresher. Although you can just visit to your previous classes or previous notes, you will get to go. Infirmière is female nurse. It's female version. Infirmière. The cook. Male cook is cuisinier, cuisinier, and the female cook is cuisinière, cuisinière. Then the tailor. Male tailor is couturier, couturier, and the female one is couturière, couturière. Tailor or designer, you can say. Post that, we have mechanic. The masculine mechanic is mécanicien. IEN gives you the sound of nia. Mécanicien, and it changes to mécanicienne. Same way that the nationality used to change. Ambien, ambien. Same endings. IEN will change to IENN. Then you have waiter, serveur, serveuse. Serveur, serveuse. Musicien will change to musicienne. Coiffeur, coiffeur will change to coiffeuse. Both are hairstylists. Then coming to the male delivery person. The male person is facteur, facteur. And the female version of it is factrice, factrice. Dancer is danseur, danseur. And the female is danseuse, danseuse. Although there is a note. Very important one. There is no article to be used with the professions, basically. With any profession. Like, even if you want to say he's a student, right now, use ka profession hai, ki wo student hai. So we don't have to use any article. Il est là, étudiant, no, nothing like that. Il est étudiant. That's it. But the article that put in the case of c'est, or if there is any adjective preceding the name of the profession, like c'est un étudiant, या फिर il est un excellent étudiant. When you are specifying what type of student he or she is, then he is an extraordinary or an excellent student. In that case, even in English, we use an or like that. But if there is nothing specified, you need to discuss the profession of somebody, don't do that. There are some more, like here. Instituteur, that's the trainer or the instructor. Instituteur, and female version is institutrice. Institutrice, the teacher, the professor, the instructor. Professor B, professor होता है, ऐसे बोल है हमारे पास. Singer is chanteur, chanteuse. Male singer, female singer. Now, there is a very interesting table over here that will help you to accumulate all the information that you have just read. Generally, क्या होता है? The masculine ending profession with er changes to er in the feminine form, like we already discussed. Boulanger, boulangère, infirmier, infirmière. IEN changes to IENN. EN changes to EN. Musicien changes to musician. Mécanicien changes to mécanicien. Ter changes to trice. Facteur, factrice. Instituteur, institutrice. और अगर अकेला EUR हो, this is the exception by the way, इसमें is नहीं, इसमें use होता है. So chanteur changes to chanteuse. है तो EUR वाला केस ही है, but इसमें EUR change करते हैं. Serveur, serveuse, like that. Further, we have some invariable professions. Initially, they were just associated to one gender. They were treated as like their role. There is no difference. Even if you are talking about the male person or the female person, the profession is going to be same. The word is going to be same, but you can change obviously the subject pronoun and you can change the article like that if it is required in case of adjectives. Like journaliste. Journalist is always journaliste. Il est journaliste, elle est journaliste. You can just make the reference by using the subject pronoun. Professor, professor. Il est professeur, elle est professeur. Same. Secrétaire, secrétaire, secretary. So male, female, in both professions we can use that. The architect is architecte. CH gives you the chasseur. Architecte. The photographer is photographe. Photographe. Graph. The pilot is always pilote. Pilote. Dentist is always dentiste. Dentiste. Judge is always juge. Juge. The original sound of juge. Juge. Pianist is actually pianiste. Pianiste. Almost same, just the sound is a little bit different. Engineer is ingénieur. Ingénieur. Painter is peintre. Peintre. Artist is artiste. Artiste. Doctor is médecin. Médecin. This is the R sound. Traditionally, it was médecin only. Contemporarily, now we can even use doctor directly. There are some books जो male or female doctor को define करते हैं. Then the writer, écrivain. Écrivain. Nowadays, écrivaine is also popular for the female writer, but only in contemporary days. Earlier, it was just gender neutral. You can show il, el to define who the person, which is the writer, but it was the same word. Nowadays, it is being acceptable as écrivain also. Here comes the vocab. We'll read this, but before that, we'll go back to our chapter. It's a good exercise to do. So this is your reading comprehension. You will read, understand, and translate it. We will complete the exercises. And then we will discuss it in our next class. Okay? And you will do the vocabulary as well. That's all for today. A bientôt. See you in the next chapter. Au revoir.